What if I was to tell you that the best choreography doesn't start with count, it starts with people? Today on More Than Counts, I'm joined by Jeremy and Marcus from Creative Element, the duo behind some of the most intentional and relationship-driven work in cheerleading right now. We're talking about what it actually means to meet team where they are, how to build routine that grows athletes instead of just impress judges, and why collaboration between coaches, choreographer, and athlete is the real competitive advantage. And of course, we analyze routine from Florida Twisters to Arizona All-Star Venom. We break down what's working, what needs polishing, and why cleanliness and clarity still win. Because let's be real, cheerleading is more than counts. And what makes routine special is what they teach us about teamwork, leadership, and life. Let's get into it. Jeremy, Marcus, welcome on the More Than Counts podcast.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you so much. So excited.
This is going to be a bit of a different one today. We have both of you. You guys are a duo. You've been working together for
3 years now.
Has it been 3? Feels like 30.
3 going on 30. For the people at home that don't know your life story, please give us a bit of your background and what brought you into cheerleading. Maybe we start with you, Jeremy.
So I started, of course, high school my junior year. Just a friend of mine told me to try out. I thought it was a great idea. Like I always loved cheerleading. I went into it and grew from there. I cheered for several different programs, Rock Solid All-Stars, cheered City United in Little Rock, joined NTA staff, and then went with Cheer Time Revolution. They had the little TLC show and all those things, and eventually I moved to Florida to work for Tanya Roselle. Well, she's not Roselle anymore, but Midwest Cheerlead Florida. And once that went away, like I just started choreo and camps. So here we are.
So you've been in this industry for a long time.
Quite a while, since 2006.
That's
You
awesome.
giggle because it's going to be longer for you, but
What about you, Marcus?
So my story was a little different. I accidentally got put in a tumbling class in high school, and I was at the risk of failing the class if I didn't start participating. And then kind of once I started, it was over from there. I did all-star cheerleading my junior year in high school, and then I went on to cheer at Morehead State University. And then from there, just did all-star on open teams for a while. And then I started coaching, and now I have the pleasure and honor of coaching and doing choreography.
So you're also coaching. So you're wearing like multiple hats in this industry.
Multiple
right?
hats.
And then tell us about how you guys met, like why working as a duo choreographer.
you know what? Marcus has a great story. I'll just like kind of give you the forefront and like let him get into he's the details guy. I'm the A to Z. He is the A, B, C, D, E, F, G. But so I started once I mentioned Midwest Cheerlead, like kind of going away. I wanted to stay in the industry. So I started a camp, and it just like kind of exploded into choreo. And I was literally driving from South Florida to Dallas to Arkansas, like everywhere, which is like thousands of miles. And I was so extremely like stressed out and fatigued and all that stuff. And Marcus and I were already a part of like a friend group. Everything else was like history. I'm just like, hey, like you should come do choreo and like I'll teach you everything I know and blah, blah, blah. Not even knowing that he already knew everything plus some. So once we got to our first routine together of that next season, I'm just like, this is amazing. Like I need to step my game up. So that's how Creative Elements was started.
We were actually at a judges conference
In New Orleans, right?
in New Orleans, and we had came down. He was supposed to have a meeting with another choreography company about potentially like doing more work or like starting to independently do more work on his own. And so we hadn't like set up a meeting or anything, but I was outside walking Princeton, and it just so happened that Jeremy came outside at the same exact time. And then we talked for like 2 hours about just, choreography and, what we kind of foresaw our futures being. And then from there, we started to like think of what the company's name should be. And Jeremy
You
thought
can
of
leave
the
that detail
No,
out.
no. I'll have to tell this. This is the gem of this story. But he came up with the name House of Ferocity. So guys, we would have been House of Ferocity choreography, which I thought was absolutely awful. And so I told him that I think that our elements will be super creative. And so that turned into creative elements.
That's awesome. And so when you met at that point and you guys got into this conversation, what was the point where you were like, "Oh, we have the same vision on how choreography should work or should be developed?"
I think that what the thing that stuck out to me the most was the fact that both of us have a passion for the sport of cheer. And it's not when we go to work, it's not work. It's actually I love it because I feel like it's an opportunity to problem solve in a sense
Mm.
and to figure out ways to make programs look their best and meet them where they are. And like Jeremy said, I'm very structured and very detailed, and he's very like, I see the bigger picture with things. So I think that that combination works so well because you need that detail and then you also need that, bigger picture idea, and are both in our own rights. We're both super creative. So when you're able, he'll see something and sometimes I'm the one that's able to like say, well, these are the steps to achieve that, and then vice versa. So it's just a
Yeah, yeah,
really good
yeah.
combination.
But
Awesome.
funny story about that, to kind of piggyback off of that. The other day we were with the program and I'm just like, here, throw a rewind. These are your grips. And Marcus is like, no, these are the steps to do a rewind. I'm just like, just throw and catch. And like, I have to like get it out my head before I forget it.
Because I'm
So
watching kids die left and right. I'm just like, no, 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 stop, stop.
they have like this look like, never thrown a rewind, but okay.
You're like, okay, whatever you say, choreographer,
Right.
I'll do it. That is awesome. Well, I'm so glad you found each other. I think this is a great partnership. I would love to hear about how you approach like getting into a gym, knowing a team, working, building a choreography. Like, what's the first thing you're thinking about? Like, where do you start?
I think it's just like Marcus said, meeting a program where they are. Some people are not like really ready for all the flash and the fast moving. Eventually, like that's our style.
Mhm.
Eventually, that's where we get to. Like we put everybody like almost on a 3, sometimes 4 year thing, to like where you grow with us and you grow into our style. Like you almost know like our coaching style, in the ways that we do things, at Creative Elements. And it's the whole process. It's kinda sweet. Like, some kids are ready for one of the teams that you guys will see today is, Full Force, and I think our first year going in, like, I was overwhelmed because I don't know what to they're so good, I don't know what to give them. We're so
Mm.
used to, like, stepping things. So, I think it's just a culture, and it's a huge collab job. It's the coaches, the choreographers, the kids, we all have to mesh as one in order for the bigger picture to be brought to life, and I don't want anyone to take away from like, "Oh, we have to have like a super fast paced visual routine, sometimes super clean routines also do some damage. Technique wins. So I
Yeah.
think at the sole focus, starting off, that's always our goal and our vision for our newer programs until like we start seeing some results and we'll like baby step you to the next step until eventually like we get to where we want to be.
Am I getting this right? Because I follow you guys on social media. It feels like you're really included, ingrained with the teams you're working with. Is that real?
Absolutely. I think that what makes creative elements so special is we don't take on every client. And it's not because of not wanting to work with people. We try to find programs that we feel are a good fit for us and will be a good fit for them, and two, programs that we can help develop. Sometimes when you have certain programs that are pretty much set in their ways of doing things, it's very hard for them to understand that cheer has changed so drastically within the last few years. And so it's just important to us to make sure that we have clients and programs that we can really build with. We call our athletes our nieces. Like all the girls that we work with are our nieces, or nephew. We do have a nephew this year, so we're very excited about him. But we talk constantly to our clients. We check in with them, and We've learned a lot. We've learned that some programs we've now been with since the start of Creative Elements and other programs, we've kind of understood that like we're not a good fit for you or you're not a good fit for us. And we take what we do seriously. So we're not
Mhm.
going to make you make the financial investment in us if we don't feel like we are able to help you succeed.
That's so well
Mm,
put. I
yeah.
think even also on a deeper level, like we are so committed just personally in the owners or the coaches' lives, they become our families. And we have parents on our personal pages and we go back and forth and talk crazy with them and everything just becomes a huge family. And this year for our huge nationals, we decided to merge all that together. So we'll have clients from Texas meeting with clients from DC or Pennsylvania, and like we're all
Mm,
in the same practice space. We started it at Cheer Sport. It was great. The kids got a chance to see the different routines that we got a chance to do and meet their cousins from
yeah.
different programs. And it was super positive. The coaches met each other and they're giving feedback and tips, and the kids are giving feedback and tips on certain skills. So I think that's why we do what we do. And at the end of that, I sent a text to Marcus and that was a dream come true. Just for
Mhm.
everybody to feel, hey, it's not just us in this moment. We're part of a bigger program of
It's a
people that love
community,
us.
like, you're
It's a
building this whole
community.
community of, like-minded clients, but now
Hmm.
nieces and nephews that you're bringing together in those moments. This is so great.
Yeah,
I
and it
love 'em
was
like that.
It was important because it also sometimes with I think when you have clients and I think of it this way. If you have one that's like won every national and then you have this other program that has won 0 nationals, sometimes they may feel as though that like they somehow this program is getting special treatment. And so what ended up happening by having the showcase when the very first thing that was said was you guys get each other's contact information. If you see something that you find impressive, ask them how they're doing that. We put the
Mm,
responsibility on them. Ask those questions. This is now your cheer family. It wasn't what was so beautiful about it was it didn't turn into a competition. It was stated this is a practice. We are all here coaching everybody. So like if you see something that you're super well at, tell them, like help them out, and from there, so many relationships have now been formed. It's so beautiful to watch them now. Like all of them are texting each other and they're excited to see one another at the next national and whatnot. And I think this upcoming summer, some of them are even planning on visiting one another and coming to do
During
skills
interesting.
choreo.
camps and do skills camps and like you really thought you like we have one program that has really great flexibility. I think that they're coming out to help another program increase their flexibility. Like this is what we do. This is how you can do it. So it also turns into this umbrella of programs that are working for a common goal together rather than
Yeah.
being opponents.
That is
Hmm.
so great. We need more of this in the industry.
Yeah,
Like, it feels like it could get isolating sometimes when you're alone in your gym and then you're only like brewing the same thing. So having this community outside of the gym that now become friends is such like a big part of like why I'm still here in this
yeah.
industry personally. You touched on a really interesting point earlier. You said cheerleading has changed or is still changing. What are some of the trends you're seeing right now in the industry or things that has changed drastically in the
This,
past app? This
no,
in or it's out? What are you thinking?
man, cheerleading has gotten super, super theatrical in
Mhm.
a sense. Like it's very, before it used to be very black and white, very cut and dry. You get the skills done, you be as clean as possible, have the tightest motions as possible, and you're winning nationals.
Mhm.
Now it's almost like I try to think of like a concert or a Broadway show or, some type of entertainment that like where you got all the sparkle and you got all the fireworks and everything like that. It's, a lot of programs that, we have worked with, our goal is to kind of introduce that into them, keep their foundation, what they're good at, and continue to keep that part of them, but also make it a show because, that's what they need. The judges are a lot different than they used to be. You know, I feel like the judges that used to sit on nationals panels are one by one slowly, you know, finding different paths in life and whatnot. So this new generation of judges are, they want to see the glitz and glam, but they also still want to see that really tight, clean cheerleading too.
Yeah, it's so interesting you're saying that because I've been finding that in reviews lately, I've been using the word drama a lot. Like, oh, there's not enough drama here and drama there. And I'm like, is it me trying to imagine something? But you're kind of confirming what I'm feeling is that sometimes, like, it's like they're doing it, but it's missing that, like, oomph, right? That drama behind it that just makes it like cherry on top, you know?
I think at its core though, no matter how much cheerleading changes, you could be out of cheerleading for a season and things will change twice, especially with score sheets. I think at the core though, it's super important to remember that technique and execution is everything. It is always going to win. So it does not matter how much theatrics or drama that you have. If you're not doing it clean and I can't see the bigger picture, we shouldn't be doing it. We need to go back to step one, 1980s, be super sharp and clean and earn your emotions, earn the drama, earn all of that.
Yeah.
Amen.
Yeah.
Yes, I agree with this. If you're looking at some of your non-negotiables as choreographer, what would those be?
I'll start. Energy. I'm a very big energy person.
Okay.
Like I will give you the whole entire world if I just feel like you have great energy. So it's so important for the programs that we work with to understand that we're also human. And I feel like even though I'm an American, in my spiritual world, I'm like I'm a Swiss or something because like that work and like personal mental health break is important to me. And sometimes people don't understand that like we work with multiple programs. On
Uh-huh.
top of that, Jeremy will work with programs in Florida as a consultant. And then I actually started a collegiate team and then I have a rec program and just our personal life too. So for us, it's very important finding people that are understand that sometimes we need a break too. And even though, you know, Susie Q may have gotten sick today and you lost Rebecca because she no longer wants to cheer, understood, give us a few days and we'll try to we'll try to troubleshoot that for you. But you know, that energy and then also finding programs that can say, hey, I know you're a human, so it's okay if you didn't get back today. Like we're okay. We know that you have been here for us. We know that you will be here for us. We just know that you may need time and that like your world doesn't revolve only around us.
So
Absolutely.
we do this thing to like where we always share the same exact thoughts. So that was kind of gonna be my answer, but I'm gonna go a different route. So I do want to touch bases really quick on cheerleading is now our full-time job. It's our life. Like literally, I'm texting clients as I'm on this call, looking at score sheets, planning upgrades, and doing all that stuff. So it's nonstop. We
Mhm.
do not have lives outside of like our clients or judging or, whatever we do. I think a non negotiable for me, though, is I love to go into a program like we're both really goofy people and we have all these inside jokes and we're always laughing. If I feel uncomfortable in your program and I can come in and you become part of our little inside thing and we're laughing and joking as well as getting work done. I can't do it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna piggyback on that. And if you are nasty
Yeah.
spirited individual, we have run into some people that have been not the nicest of people, and it's so funny watching us in that type of environment because our brains literally shut down. Like I can't think, and
Mm.
that's not like our normal. Like we are able, like the ideas come very kind of quickly to us, especially once we get the vibe of the kids and and we're like, oh, these coaches can coach, and these kids are really sassy. Oh, it's on. But if we go into somewhere and like the energy is just not good, it's like it's almost like a kryptonite,
Yeah,
honestly.
your product is
Yeah.
gonna look like that. Not good.
Well, it's psychological safety, right? It's
Mhm.
To be creative, you need to have that like safety of, hey, I can be my whole self when I'm coming
Yeah.
into with a client or on a video or this or that, right? You have to be able to come as you are, and not be having that psychological safety is debilitating,
Yeah.
realistically. Yeah. No, I could see that. Totally. Those are really great non-negotiable. And I think we should advocate for more mental health break in this cheer industry, because I agree with you. It's full on. I've seen your travel schedule. Like I sometimes I'm like, you are where? What? Like just the traveling. I think I travel a lot, but you guys are on a whole other level. Like you're gone all the time. Is that right?
Yeah, I often joke like I don't know why I pay rent just because like I'm never home. This summer I was probably from June to about November. I was probably at the house maybe 15 days.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So out of that huge chunk of time we give ourselves to so many different people and being on the airplane all the time and travel delays and the changing time zones and
Yeah.
it does not stop. But I will not complain about something that I absolutely prayed for. This is the life that I wanted in every year. Everyone's like, New Year's resolution. Mine is always for us to align us with people who absolutely need us and want to get to the next level. So if that's the cost of it, I'm here for it.
Yeah. Absolutely. Okay, so you guys brought some routines. We're gonna watch some together. I
Okay.
would love for you to tell me about these teams, what makes them special, how the routines have scored, what's your favorite part. We'll just watch them together.
Hey, let's do it.
Let's start with Florida Twister.
Out of Jacksonville, Florida.
The Florida Twister.
Oh, and it's their cheer sport performance. Amazing.
Yeah, I watched this driving to Atlanta.
We literally just did the upgrades for this routine right before they went to cheer sport. So this is exciting.
Really? So, how many times did they get to practice this before going on cheer sport? Or
Uh,
not much?
I don't think it was a lot. I think,
Yeah, I think maybe like 2 weeks, maybe.
yeah,
Um, this is kind of a Cinderella story. This team, when we first got them, was kind of this is a prep team, so they're
very prep.
very prep. And they, when we got them, we were like, okay, we got you. So it was how we mentioned earlier, that kind of very clean and to the point cheerleading. And
Yeah.
then when we went back for upgrades, we were like, oh, we've gotten so much cheer, like our knowledge of cheer has grown.
Hmm.
Let's create levels and let's do, some visuals here. And just to see this product now, we're just so proud of it.
Totally. I love that entrance with the V, the like the movement in between all of the different stunts. Like as a judge, my eye know exactly where I need to look. Like the lift, the this, then that.
Yeah, the highlighting, the moving parts. I
Exactly.
think this is also a collab job. Um, like I mentioned, like we would be nothing without the coaches. Like if the coaches didn't coach this routine up or add like the little head snaps in between and all that stuff, like this product wouldn't look the way it looked. And they are also your 2026 Cheer Sport National Champions.
Here we
So
are.
the work
Yeah.
pays off.
And what I will say is every single time we've ever gone to Florida Twisters and had to do choreography with any of their teams, their coaches are actively coaching the entire time we are there. And it's
Nice.
to the point sometimes where we have to go, guys, you're gonna be able to clean this up when we leave, but we gotta get finished. So you cannot like clean it right now. We gotta finish our job.
Listen,
I
Russell and Ty and Lily are like just some of the most amazing coaches. They are like just on it. They're just like, that's what you want them to do. All right, get up, guys. We're doing blah blah blah. So
Like, let's
yeah,
do it again. Yeah.
Mhm.
What I like is that it's such a big team in prep. Like, this is a large number. So, like, for the future of this program, it's looking so bright. Just having such a big team that is able to work together and then develop in those, like maybe some move to All-Star, but you still have like a big pool, you know?
And what this does with them learning this pace of a routine now, it sets them up for success when they move to those elite teams
Yeah.
because they're already getting that foundation of being able to move, like moving stunts and creating different levels and different entries and different exits out of stunting and whatnot, different patterns for the tumbling, different, levels for the dances and whatnot. It's helping those athletes really have a good shot at being placed on an elite team because they're already getting that foundation, which sometimes when you're on a prep team, you don't normally get.
No, and like just looking at your entrance, like so many different entrance into like the opening, like you have so many different ways of getting into stunt just there. Like you're gonna see on the side, like she's starting in an L, she's going into a plank, she's moving bases, which is like super rare that we see that in the level one and in the prep. And like then you have like your regular stunt, she's going into an L shape. Like there's so many things there that you're adding that is more than just like, hey, get to a prep two leg and then give me a nugget stunt, you know?
And, and super hilarious when we were creating that plank, it almost got taken out because the kids, well, again, like we said, when we first got them, they were true prep. So we were like, I was like, I could just see this happening and they were not getting it. So it almost came out. But as you can see,
Yeah.
we're happy to say it's still in there. So that's again, accolades to the coaches because they were the ones that went in there and did the work to ensure that the elements were
Practice,
able to stay to keep those
repetition.
visuals.
Yeah, totally. And like good patterns of movement also in the tumbling. Like you went into line, you went around, you made it look like it was a bigger team. I really like that. Yeah, I think it's
Yeah,
the creativity of all of those mount style for me that just makes it such a special routine. Like you're giving us like lift going to the side and more visual, you know? Adding the tumbling, the T lifts.
And then I think
yeah.
the difference between oh, go ahead, Jeremy.
I was just gonna say like, just how proud of our Blizzard babies we are. They are definitely a funny group of kids, but they work so incredibly hard. It's inspiring. I made a post the other day about upgrades. Like do not compete your routine from August. You need to be focused on clean, 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 clean. And once a creative like us can come in and like see like the clean movement and the clean lines, we can add like all that like cutesy like fluff stuff to your level. Like if we're not ready for
Yeah.
the fast stuff and the pop in and all that stuff, like it's you're not gonna get
Because
that.
if you notice in that routine, there are a lot of transitions that arms are just tight and we're clean walking to the next
Mm,
thing. Whereas with other routines, you'll see it's like there's not a stop in it anywhere. But again, that's where we go back to the point of meeting your team where they are.
where
We
they are
want you
for
to be
sure.
successful. So even though we could have in our minds, we need to do more, we need to do more, we have to also go the longevity of this program and like whereward the journey that it's going to take to get them there. We have to baby step that correctly. You got to
Yes.
And
crawl before you walk before you run. So with this team, we were like, we're going to be super creative with like your entries and how you're getting out of stuff, but walk into these formations because the kids, and we tried to give the motions as they're moving to stuff, but it just wasn't clean.
I wasn't
It
there.
wasn't good. So we were like, you know what? We're not going to stress you coaches. We're not going to stress you athletes. Let's clean walk and let's be visual in different ways.
And what I like is that they're walking the clean walk you're saying. It's such a basic skill, but that you'll need on all levels. Walking with your shoulders to the front while still performing with your face is
Yes.
something that you'll need for the rest of your cheer career. It's still something that is valuable, you know?
Judge
Absolutely.
Mimi, if you knew how many times we had to say, do not turn your back to the judges. Like we
I
scream it all the time.
I'm right there with you. The amount of time I'm like, your shoulders are your car lights and you need to point them to the front. It's just
Yes.
all the time.
That is
But
my
it's
biggest pet
Bookmarking
peeve.
that. I'm bookmarking that, Judge Mimi. That was amazing. Their car. Well, say it again. It's
I
your
said your
shoulders.
shoulders are like car lights and they need to be pointing to the front.
Thank you. I'm writing that down right now.
Then when we get to a
Okay,
mini team, they're just like, "What's a car?"
Right.
exactly. Let's get to Prodigy Extreme 365. It's a level 2 routine. We're gonna watch cheer sport again. What do you guys think about the new cheer sport background?
It's a new back.
Yeah, didn't know.
Oh.
my
I
God, you
like it.
guys,
I
this
think
was
it's
the highlight of me watching cheer sport is that they changed the background to like this teal and purple instead of having the orange that used to be there before, like the cheer sport, like orange, yellow. And like for me, all the uniforms pop so much. The athletes are much, it's easier to see. As a judge, this
Mhm.
change gave me life. I was like, oh my God, it was much needed. It's just this like quick, I know it's
I
printing on
think
fabric. It's an upgrade for me.
this is your overall judge mind speaking right
Yep,
now
it
because
is.
I'm just like, oh, it's cute, and you're just like the colors they pop in the uniforms, and I'm just like, now I can see it.
Like,
Mind you, I'm over here like they changed the back. So you can see what I'm so focused on our teams that I didn't even notice the background. Okay. It does look nice. Now that I'm looking at it though, it's very good job, Cheer Sport Nationals. It's good.
you did great. Yeah. Okay, Le Prodigy Extreme 365 trending topic. You too.
This is a very, very this another I gotta keep using the term Cinderella story. We went this summer to start our choreo, and this team was actually a team of like 16 kids.
Mm,
And we had one NCA the year before. We had gotten second at cheer sport, which was heartbreaking, but we were like,
By
we're gonna
point
come back.
one,
5.1, it was
not much.
heartbreaking. So we went and we started doing choreography, and it nothing was clicking. And so we had a meeting with the staff and the parents, and we were like, we have to cut this team down to 11. And
Okay.
this is what we mean by like programs trusting our insight and trusting our knowledge, because without any doubt, the owner was like, we're whatever you guys need, we're going to do. And the second we changed the number of the team, and, we evaluated the kids, we gave every kid that was there a fair shot. There were kids that were just in each stunt group, you have to have a thinker, and you have to have that one person that's able to problem solve, because some kids are just naturally strong, but however,
Yeah.
aren't good problem solvers. And then you have other kids that are good problem solvers who can guide someone who's strong. And so the second that we took this team down to 11, it was like, it was
we were able
Christmas
to do so
morning.
much more.
It was Christmas morning. Every gift was under the Christmas tree. It was just, it was money.
Yeah.
And the proof is in the pudding, because they are your 2026 Cheersport National Champs.
I'm still looking at stuff like watching this. Although this routine scored a 99 too, like I'm looking at it, I'm just like, oh, we need to be here more. Like we need to be a little bit more in the center. Like I'm still like
Mhm.
judge brain, like critiquing it.
Mm-hmm.
I think fun fact about this team is last year was our first time with them, and they were gonna go prep, and we were just like, "Girl, are you crazy?" Like, no, they're not going prep. They're going elite.
Elite. Yeah. All star.
Yeah, they are another group that's like just really, really hungry and driven. And then I think we wanted to really highlight this flexibility this year
Yeah.
with the switch up to needles and all those freeze moments. I think from a building judge's perspective, those freeze moments show me control of the skill. They show
Mm-hmm.
me the flexibility and the stability of the flyer. I am able to see that there's no movement from those bases underneath. Like I'm looking at, our elbows dropped under, are we connected? Are we chest to chest? Those are things that I want to see, but still like give us the fast pace, like movement of it.
And even that opening skill, Judge Mimi, every
Yeah.
time, like when we thought of it, that cartwheel split to the floor, I was like, in my head, I'm like, oh my God, ACL, ACL. I'm like, oh my God. But we just kind of, you know,
Yeah.
told
You're
the
talking
coaches
about,
like exactly how it has to land, and like be careful. And when I say they just got in there and they were like, every single time they drilled it so much that it was just like it was the safest way for those athletes to keep that visual within the
mm-hmm.
routine. And shout out to their coach, because their coaches, because when I say they drill these kids and drill them and drill them and drill them, it's
They really
beautiful
did.
cheerleading. It's beautiful to watch.
And the
I
kids
think my
want it.
favorite thing is that they're right in the middle. Like the Sometime when you go into
Yeah.
like those split things, if they're not like straight in the middle for the overall judge, we're like
Don't worry,
Yeah.
Judge Mimi. We did that just for you because they weren't for a moment. They were like off to. We were like, no, they have to be in the
like it
middle.
has to be like it's a big risk, but when it hits like this hits right now, it looks beautiful. And then the other thing that I see in this routine is like we don't see a lot of flexibility, like back flexibility anymore. Like those like scorpion and then chin chin and so on, like we don't see that anymore. And so like adding
Exactly.
that in is like it's a breath of fresh air, you know?
Like, when
Yeah.
was your last time actually seeing a chin chin? Well, I haven't seen that since like 2000s.
Ryan
Your
Cummins,
I'm like, your
Senior Elite.
story, it was on your stories. I was like, oh, we haven't seen that in so long.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah. And like with a small team, like how do you approach tumbling? Because I love what you did here with like the use of floor.
Well, that's for Marcus to answer.
I always try to think of like you like especially for the overall judge, um, making sure that they have enough to be able. We had the opportunity of having a really great conversation with an overall judge that kind of changed our perspective of how to create. And
Hmm.
so we want to be. It's like a counting game. You want to be able to have that overall judge use all of their fingers and toes with how many different variations you're giving in all of your stuff, not just saving it for your building or not just
Yeah.
saving it for your dance, but making sure even when you're doing your tumbling, are you including different formations that can appease that overall judge for them to say, like, not only are you using the entire floor, but you're also giving us really great angles and you're not just tumbling in a certain pattern the entire routine.
Yeah, like straight or like to the
Mhm,
side. Right. Yeah.
mhm.
And I love that you're doing the group of three to like keep filling the space. Like the three, they were on the right side, then now they're on the left side, and it just fills the space a little bit more.
We always have a little Destiny's Child or Cheetah Girls moment in every routine. We're gonna like we're gonna have that as a staple. Like, you guys are a singing group. Go tumble and
Here
do
we go.
motions and do.
I think my favorite part of this is that co-ed style half up to extension. We were trying to figure out how to do it with 3 people and then drop it
Was
down
it
and
here?
connect and make a structure. Right before, like it's up right here. That's just like how slick we go into it.
Hmm.
So we help get them in, they step off and do motions, and it goes from the knee to the top. Like it's
Yeah.
And that's
impressive for a
also
youth team.
Yeah, that's also like to create levels there. Like, we could have stood it up and then it just goes up, but then like also to again, like I mentioned earlier, trying to appease that overall judge. Like, you're looking for levels in dance. So when you also see it in building, it's like, thank you. You're covering so many different bases in all of your areas that this is I'm able to easily not only read this, but I'm also able to appreciate the fact that you didn't just do that in one area of the routine.
Yeah, it's easier to recognize. And that's the thing is like we don't know what we're looking for sometimes as overall judges, but then you're giving us level. We're like, oh, we recognize that. Like our
Hmm.
brain is able to make sense of this, shape and variety and like different form. Like it's a V, it's a square, it's line, it's going across, it's diagonal now. That our brain just like registers it like much
Hmm.
easier. Awesome, great routine. And I also love their energy. I think like that's one thing that they just like every single moment, like they were clapping down, they were coming back up, and it was like, right, we could see like who they
Surprise moment.
were.
Surprise, we're happy.
Surprise.
We are gonna look at Jam Fest Supernational Lady Storm. This is gonna be our next one.
I think we know them. I think we do. I think we know them.
I don't know those girls.
I think maybe.
They're like, do
It's so many kids on that floor every time we go back. I'm just like, who are you?
Hmm.
When were you at
It's
it? It's so many faces to remember.
But it's crazy that it's just a medium team. And I air quote just a medium team. I've been finding that like even the small team, I feel that small is what used to be medium and like it's
Mhm.
just right? I look at a small team and I'm like, that's not small. That's like a full size team, you know?
Yeah.
Before we start this video, let me just say that number one, their owner hit us up last year. This is our second year with them, and their second year being in existence. And she goes, "Hey, I want to triple crown." And I'm just like, "Girl, yeah, whatever." Triple crowning is hard to do and
Yeah.
it's stressful to do. And they did it off of their first year, which is amazing. And Marcus and I do like this crazy thing to like where he'll take visuals in the front or the mid and like I'll take the back and like kind of frame it. We don't know what's happening in the moment, but when we're just like, hey, like, can we look at it all together? Like it just flows and it makes like this magical moment. So you'll really see that off of this year. This year's like totally different.
That's
Hmm.
awesome. Excited to see it. So it's a level one senior. And where are they based out of?
They're
York,
based
Pennsylvania,
York, Pennsylvania.
where where there's nothing there but them.
Sometimes that's a sweet spot, you know?
It is.
Yeah, there is a lot of kid to move around. I could see what you're saying. Great energy, like right from the start, though. That explosion.
And this only works if like you can be super clean and match everybody's motions to look the same.
Yeah.
If not, it just kind of looks like organized chaos. But they do a really good job. Alexis and Nish do a really great job of like just making the small details pop.
Yeah.
Awesome. I love
Because
what you
I
did with
feel
the leg there.
the little switch sleep. So that was
Yeah.
inspiration. I was like fixated on the Cowboys cheerleaders for like a whole year. And I was
Was
like, we're gonna do a switch sleep. We're gonna do I don't know how, but we're gonna do it. Again, it's what I feel like is great or magical about this team is the fact that all of them are just really good kids. Like they all have it's like 26 different, or I don't know what our exact number is, but it's all in 30. It's 30 different personalities, and
Hmm.
all of them are hilarious. Every single one of them.
backstage, you'll get criers, you'll get the motivational speakers, you'll get those that are just like silent anxiety. But on the floor, like it's all one common personality.
That's
And
awesome.
with this team, because they're medium, I feel like we have to work a little bit more detail oriented to make sure that they don't look jumbled on the floor because it is so many of
Yeah.
them. And we still want to make sure we have all of these big visuals and whatnot. And with 30 girls, it's easy for it to just look clustered. So, it's also about us finding those paths and I mean, we will literally take an hour just going, okay, you're gonna walk from here to here, you're gonna walk from here to here, you're gonna walk from here. And like it's almost like I don't know with those puzzles that have the like we're like undoing each string until like you can see the full picture being
Full
open.
picture. Yeah. Because I find that with larger team, like the footwork is gonna be what gets you, that gets messy. It's like one person's taking two step, the other one's taking 15. And then you're like just seeing like chaos on the floor, you know, but not in that case. It feels
Yeah.
more like that organization, I think, is what makes it a little bit more visual.
Yeah, we'll be like, you have to hold here for 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you move back. And while she's doing that, you got to move on one right away to clear that
I'm
Yeah,
path.
I'm
for
gonna play
sure.
back just two moments here.
Go
Number
ahead.
one is a moment that you like wrote me about and like you really loved from last year's routine. So we brought it back and recycled it for this year's routine, like to where they are doing motions and it like kind of pops before our partner stunts. So we brought that back just for you.
Just right here.
So right there, I think we again, that was a moment and I was just like, "Oh, well, let's bring it back and let's keep the same thing." And the owner also wanted to like keep the same like visual components just because it's like a crowd fave. Like kids are
Yeah.
in the crowd like trying to duplicate the motions as it's happening. So that in doubling back to what I'm always saying like choreo is also a collab job. There's a moment right after we end the pyramid. We ended up like changing it and giving more pyramid, but I think we are gonna revert back to this original piece to where the owner did right here. It just lines up with the music like so well, and it's like a highlight moment, and the kids really love it. And I'm just like, hey, if it works and like
The
you guys feel
ripple. Pa, pa,
confident,
pa, pa.
yeah, that
Yeah.
ripple arch cradle.
Yeah.
So we still have upgrades that we are slowly introducing. We have to be like very, very, very protective with this team just because we'll do something one day and then we'll look up and it's gone. Like somebody else will have it. So like we try to slowly
Mm.
introduce things just so the kids like feel like it's their original content and they're the ones actually showcasing it. So that's our uncle moment. We're very protective over our kids.
Yeah, and
Totally.
that motion sequence that Jeremy's talking about, I tried to take it out this season because we needed more pyramid counts, but I got outvoted, so it's all good.
Yeah. I would be curious to hear about like how you guys approach like that. I find that with social media choreography sometimes like everybody's seeing the same videos and like I'm guilty of it too because obviously I'm posting about this, right? And so people are like, oh, we'll add this in and then next thing you know everybody has the same thing. Like how do you approach like not having your ideas stolen?
I
I
think
take
it's
it.
I think it's inevitable. Marcus is gonna tell you the nicer version. I think it's
So that's why I
inevitable.
should have started because you're
No,
I
like you
think
could sweeten the deal after. You sweeten it and
okay,
I'll
go
just give
for
it
it.
to you raw. Okay. I think it's inevitable. It's very, very disappointing because the things that we go through just to get that, again, it's a collab job. We'll give one thing, a kid will mess it up, and it's just, hey, let's do that, but let's add this to it. And it becomes a whole thing that the kids are also proud of. So where it's just, hey, I helped make this part. And it really frustrates me to the core because I feel like you are taking something away from our babies. So I always outvoted because I'm ready to be, hey, let me send you a DM. And Marcus and Nish and all of our programs are like, no, just let it be. And I'm okay. Well, I'm the confrontational one, so that's what it is. But I think it's inevitable. It happens. And I have this thing to where I tell myself, you can have the sauce, but you'll never duplicate the recipe down to the
Mm.
exact like texture and the smoothness and what we had to go through. So you can try your best to like redo it, but like we're always gonna be the originators of it. So and I think just giving credit where credit's due, I would be a whole lot calmer. Okay, now
What
the
would
positive, the
I'm like, what
right
will
answer.
Marcus say then?
So I take it honestly as a compliment because it's very humbling to see someone duplicate something that you know it originated from just inspiration from the programs you're working with. So when we do see something duplicated or we do see something, one, we just find it interesting because we're like, you know, we know where routines start at, you know, because we do make sure we're following all divisions from level 1 to 6. We're just like that. We want to see what people are doing. We want to see, you know, what you guys as judges are saying to know, like, what are they looking for this season? Because next
Yeah.
season we could be looking for something completely different. So when we see programs that will alter their routine and some of the elements look similar, I just take it as a compliment. I'm like, we're doing something right because, you know, a lot of celebrities or trends that are started, you know, some one person will start it and then everybody else is doing it. So I'm like, well, we're just trendsetters. So let's keep raising the bar.
That's a good point, though. It's like it's a form of flattery, right? You're like,
Hmm.
okay, you take my idea, but that doesn't mean that I'm stopping having ideas, right?
Do you
Or
see
like
the
music, I keep
duality?
making music.
Yeah. Do you see the duality, the yin and the yang? Just like I'm
I
like,
think
I'm
that's
gonna
why it
slide in your
works.
DM and confront you. And he's like, it's humbling. And I'm like, oh my God.
Hmm.
So good. Okay, we have one last routine to watch. It is a routine that was sent by one of the viewer. We're going to
Okay.
be watching Arizona All-Star Venom, level 3 junior flex at the American Grand.
All right, good
Nice.
luck to this team. Let's go, guys.
So excited.
First time for you guys seeing it, first time for me too seeing it.
We literally almost have an entire panel. We have a building judge, overall, tumbling.
Pretty much, pretty much.
We just need deductions and legalities.
I love the speed in that entrance. I think that was good, like
Hmm.
coming to the front. Some like one of my pet peeve is having like stunts that are moving too slow for like
Yeah.
a team that can make it fast. And so I felt like that was good.
One thing that I already noticed how those lifts went, and but the level, whatever was happening behind it was lower. I think if they just flipped that inverse and did those lifts behind it, and then you got to see whatever that was behind,
Might be an
it would
easier
That's
layer
visual.
nasty.
it
I
would
love
layer
that
it.
pyramid entry.
Mhm. And doing it as a diagonal too.
We love stunts that don't move.
We could have like one more photo moment in there.
Yeah. And I think if we had those those hold counts, it was really bouncy in that one section,
Mhm.
but they're great stunners.
I
They
think also
are
that stunt formation can move one additional time right
Mhm.
before we do the pull ups.
to add like that one extra like little thing. I love their pace
Yeah,
of their
just
stunt. The combination was good, but then again, like
Mhm.
it's a blend between like it was fast. If we could have those hold a little bit more, we would see the visual more.
I like
Great.
how we did that lift as well with the tumbling that went out.
yeah, that was cute.
Mhm.
Just some
Ooh,
timing issues
tumbling in the
there.
back of stunt that I feel is hard.
Right. That was how I felt like that opening was. It was like stuff was happening behind it, but you can't really see it because it was a higher level in front of it.
Of it, yeah.
Those dismounts, I would just say make sure they're done at the same time, that we are in the same point in our front layouts, our suspended front rows, and that we catch at the same time. It gets a little distracting if we're having
Yeah.
those timing
Seeing the
issues.
same thing there also in the back pyramid, like those dismounts and those elements were at the same time. So a
I
little bit more
love how visual that
polishing.
is.
Yeah. I would really love if we did some of this building outside of these middle 4 or 5 panels. That would
Yeah.
have been really if something was over to the left or something was over to the right. It was like all of our building just happened to be in the middle of the floor.
Yep,
A super talented program though.
The
totally.
routine is cute. Very good
Yeah,
job.
good job to them.
Really
You
good
know, very
energy, some small things to
yeah.
tweak or like maybe polish a little bit more. But overall, like
Mhm.
they have a really good structure of like a fast-paced routine.
Yeah, it's those very small details we have to work to bring to life. So,
Yeah. Well,
yeah,
good
that's
luck to
exciting.
them for the remainder of their season. Like
Yeah.
now I'm gonna kind of follow them and just check their journey out from here
And move
See
that
what
pyramid.
and move some of those stunts.
you
Yes.
heard it here first. Well, Jeremy, Marcus, thank you so much for coming on the podcast. This was really
Yes.
lovely.
Yeah.
We're going to wish all of your team the very best for the rest of the season. And thank you for teaching us that cheerleading is more than count and there's much more to what comes behind a routine.
And we'd like
Absolutely.
to we'd like to thank you as well. I think what you are doing for the cheer industry is not only revolutionary, but it's also needed. And you have such a great spirit about you. Sometimes when people are in your position, it comes off like as mean girl energy. And the fact that you can just tell that your heart is just so genuine and you want people to succeed and you're
Yeah.
giving people free knowledge of how to be better. I we from Creative Elements just want to thank you so much for all that you do.
That is
I'm so proud of you.
Yeah.